Life at Remarkable Vets is often unpredictable. Every now and then they come upon a small mystery, and today is one of those days. A stranger has been tidying the clinic garden.
I realised that those trees had been staked up and tied up, and there'd been a bit of weeding going on, and I thought this is a bit odd because, you know, I hadn't done anything, and it was just like a little elf had come in and done some work overnight.
But this is one puzzle that will have to wait. A serious emergency has just arrived.
Karen, just come straight through here.
This is Mick. Jeff knows him well.
Just pop him on the table. Mick was entered with combined kidney failure and diabetes. So just tell me what's happened.
He sort of deteriorated in the car coming over.
Right.
And I thought he was going to die. Oh, actually, I thought he'd had a bit of a stroke.
Right, okay.
Back legs weren't working properly.
But he was okay this morning, wasn't he? Because when you phoned up,
had his insulin and
right.
he was good.
Same dose of insulin as usual?
Yep.
Yeah, easy, no problems with it?
No.
Looking after a diabetic cat requires a strong commitment from the owner. Mick has insulin injections every day and his diet is strictly controlled.
He's pretty spaced out, isn't he?
Okay.
Look, we'll just go straight in and check his blood glucose. It may not be the problem. It might be more severe, but let's find out what it is and see what we can do. Mick's a very special cat for me. I think he's almost one of my first medical patients, and he's a real testimony to good effort on behalf of the owners and getting a good diagnosis. Up until now he's been going really well, but today he presented with a very sudden onset of low blood sugar levels. Okay, there we go. Right, it's down at 0.6. That's way low. Yep, really low. So he's definitely hypoglycemic. We'd had a couple of episodes in the past that had been treated at home, but this one was much more severe. Yeah. We've tested his blood sugars, found them as low as I've ever seen any cat with blood sugar, to be honest. Right. And have put him on a glucose drip. Hopefully it won't take very long. Within a very short space of time, he is pretty much back to the same old Mick. So it's one of those magical remedies, almost instant reversal from what would be certain death otherwise. So it's really nice to see, because as I say, he's a pretty special cat for me. It's time to lift his head now, isn't he?
Mick is going to be fine. While it's not common, diabetes affects roughly 1 in every 400 cats. As is usual these days, it's not long before the clinic is crazily busy. While the majority of animals Jeff treats are happy to have their problems eased, a few are just downright grumpy. Take 6-year-old Missy. She's booked in for a routine dental treatment.
Okay. We're losing this one. Oh, sweet. I think we take approach number 2.
Fire in the eyes.
Yeah. Here we go.
Jeff is faced with a cat who doesn't want to see a dentist.
Yeah. No, I'm coming out. Cats behave differently on different days. I think just sometimes the wind's blowing the wrong way, or at least you've spoken with a voice that's maybe a bit high-pitched or something like that, trigger them off. It's quite variable, because we do have them, sometimes they're perfect, and then another time they'll come in and the same cat is, trying to eat you. There's lots and lots of variables. Sometimes it's the presence of a dog, or it's the presence of lots of other cats, or just the length of time for travel and that sort of thing, or what's going on with them. A little bit of sedation, goes a long way.
With Missy out for the count, Alicia takes the opportunity to do some basic maintenance.
Good time just because you've got them asleep, especially when you've got a cat that was a little bit like this one. It was just a little bit stroppy today. Good time to give them a good check over and do little things like clipping nails and that. I mean, you'd never be able to do that probably with this cat if it was conscious.
Then it's down to some serious dental business.
Oral hygiene is just so important for cats, and it's so easy to neglect it. A lot of cats live with pain, difficulty eating that goes unnoticed because they continue to eat, they continue to look all right. It's only when you look carefully at the mouth that you realise that they have pain issues. And so often I found that when I do dentals on those cats and I remove the source of the pain, that they turn into different animals. The number of comments, number of times that's happened is staggering, really, and it makes me really passionate about keeping, good oral hygiene in our pets.
With winter approaching, Diesel's adopted the fax machine. Not only is it warm, but he's ideally placed to overhear interesting conversations.
It'd be really nice to get the clinic finished off completely, because we're struggling a little bit. We sort of reached that level and we need to just get that capping done. So I'm wondering if we have an official opening, whether we might be able to perhaps invite a guest along to open the clinic, and it might be the catalyst we need to just whip through and finalise everything.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
Because you kind of need a time frame I need a time frame to get things done. If you have any thoughts of someone that might be able to invite, perhaps as an official opener.
Okay.
Okay. Cut the ribbon, unveil the plaque, whatever. That would be good.
Luckily, Diesel's had an idea. He sends a fax to a mate of his in Wellington. Out in the backyard, the gardening stranger has been sprung. Nolene is one of Jeff's clients who just couldn't stand the mess any longer.
A good man needs a helping hand every now and then.
And she's not alone. In fact, 3 different women have been involved in sprucing up remarkable vets.
Just basically walked past and saw a job that needed doing, and I've got the time and energy to do it, and I love it, so I thought I'd just do it.
We should be able to put some wrinkle cream on it to plump it up, Botox or something.
Jeff's delighted that the mystery has been solved.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I've enjoyed doing it.
I think it's not the fact that it needed the weeding and what have you, and that you did it, but I think it's just the fact that somebody cared enough just to come and do it without being
asked to do it.
Small town hospitality is something Jeff's starting to enjoy. It's early July and winter has descended upon the Wakatipu. This early snow will have melted by tomorrow, so Diesel takes full advantage of the crunchy carpet that's covering his playground. "1,000 kilometres away, trainee nurse Julie has returned from her work experience at Remarkable Vets to Massey University in Palmerston North, where Koru the Kiwi is getting some very special treatment. Koru was born at Queenstown's Kiwi and Birdlife Park. Jeff first met her 6 months ago when she became paralysed soon after laying a large egg.
Whether it's big or small for her, to me, for a bird this size, it's a big egg.
An X-ray session at the Queenstown Medical Centre revealed some pressure on Koru's spine.
Simply because of the width of those cortices, they look okay, don't they?
Yeah, I agree.
Soon after, the little bird suffered another setback and appeared to have lost the will to live.
We'll just get it on the plane and worry about the paperwork later.
Jeff transferred Koru to the Specialist Wildlife Unit at Massey University, where she's receiving the best possible care any Kiwi could wish for. She's on a fluid drip, and her food intake is being carefully monitored. But when the staff at Massey took a fresh X-ray, they were very surprised.
It becomes very obvious that this very large white density in there is actually a screw that she swallowed at some point. But when Jeff had sent up his original X-rays, we could see that the screw wasn't there. So on talking to the staff at Queenstown, what we think has happened is that the screws come in through the leaf litter and things like that are put in the nocturnal houses. And that's a very common thing with Kiwi. They need stones in their gizzard to digest in the place of teeth. So what they'll do is they'll find hard things and they'll swallow them straight down. So we were very lucky here that we have both the equipment and the expertise to be able to do a lot more things than you can do in private practice. So we were able to pass an endoscope down and take the screw out without having to do an operation on her, and we were able to get that screw out.
But Koru has other problems, and it's still going to be a long road back to full health for this little Kiwi.
At the moment we know she doesn't have the nervous ability to be able to use her legs, although it is improving. But even if she had, her muscles are so weak at the moment that she wouldn't be able to support herself. So you have to get her muscles as well as her nerves right before she'll come good.
Koru has stabilised and is beginning physiotherapy treatment. If that proves successful, she may be coming home very soon. And she's not the only one. Julie's also looking forward to returning to Queenstown.
At the end of this year, probably 1 or 2 days after I graduate, my husband and I are moving down to Arrowtown, and we're gonna live there full time, build a house, build a barn, that kind of thing, and I'm pretty sure I've got a spot at Remarkable Vets when I show up, so fingers crossed.
Back in Arrowtown, it's been a big week for Diesel and Achilles, so they decide to let their fur down. Most faxes that arrive at the clinic deal with day-to-day business, but this one looks official.
Guess what? We've got our special guest confirmed.
Excellent.
Okay, so we have a special guest confirmed now to open the clinic. I think we've got some work to do. To have a really short time frame, just a few days, and a very important guest was just the best thing that could have happened to us, because it just made me spend the money, spend the time.
It's Alicia speaking from Remarkable Vets in Arrowtown. I was just wondering if how quickly you guys could have done for us an engraved brass plate.
And the staff were really motivated too. I mean, they're amazing. Just putting in those extra hours to help us through because it was such a short time frame.
I said, I'm just going to come in and clean. I'm not coming in to pay. I don't know how these things happen.
Having an official opening date has given Jeff and his team the motivation they needed to transform the clinic.
I've always been a bit like that, like from school days and exam days and things like that, leaving it to the last minute, and that's what happened this time, but it really came off.
Add a touch of sign writing, and the clinic is looking like $1 million. Jeff has just one more job to do to finish off the reception area. He's putting up a photo of his dad, the pilot.
Dad died just 5 days after the clinic opened, and it made what was already an emotional time extra significant. And we found this photo of him which we'd never seen before, and I really liked it. And I thought I've always wanted to have a photo gallery in any clinic that I had, and I thought this would be a great place to start. And you can have Dad's presence perhaps always there, guiding us along our way.
The last 12 months have been a roller coaster ride for Jeff. He's been through the trials and tribulations that affect every New Zealander starting a new business.
Let's face it, everybody knows that they owe the money.
He's had to build trust in a small community where honesty brings its own reward. He has endured the ordeal of having his life revealed on national television. And at the end of it all, he still comes out as a nice guy. It's been a big year for Jeff.
I'm very happy with the way the year's gone. It's been the most exciting, exhilarating and satisfying year of my professional career, without doubt. I couldn't have written a script that gave us this first year. One of the huge challenges ahead of me is to keep that motivation up and keep those exciting things coming along and keep providing just the best service we can possibly offer. Okay, Alicia, straight to you. Yeah, a lot of things happen by chance. Some people might believe in that, some don't, but we've been lucky, without doubt. But everyone deserves a bit of luck at some stage.
The big day has arrived. It's 12 months since Jeff started Remarkable Vets, and he's timed the official opening perfectly.
He's just a bit bewildered that there's so many people here. But no, he's being his normal self. He's hanging out.
The weather's fine, the crowd's excited, and the clinic's special guest has just arrived.
She's a transplant from Auckland.
Yes, yeah, of course.
And of course, whenever he's given half a chance, Diesel steals the show.
Diesel, forever the star. Hey, this is to tell you that there is no prima donna atmosphere. I still talk when the camera's not on me. And a big thank you for coming. And now I'd like to pass it over to Helen Clark, our Prime Minister, to officially open the clinic.
MAF, our Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, is having to recruit offshore to try and get vets. But I reckon the best recruits offshore are the people like Jeff who decide they're going to come back home and be a vet. And it's wonderful to have you here with your passion for what you're doing and for being a real community vet. And I think with a crowd like this assembled to wish you and your practice well, you can't fail here, and we wish you all the best, Jeff, and thank you for asking me to come and open your practice. Thank you.
And it seems that Diesel designed the drape as well.
Covered by a cat. And I will now read the plaque, which says, Remarkable Vets, officially opened on the 2nd of July 2005, which I hope everyone will remember as the day that the All Blacks really thrashed the Lions. They'll say, what was that day? That was the day. So officially opened today by the Right Honourable Helen Clark, Prime Minister, and then at the bottom it says, Diesel the cat was in attendance. Diesel.
The clinic opening has been a great success, a perfect end to Remarkable Vet's first year. Jeff has reserved one special treat for himself, to celebrate the clinic's first birthday and to commemorate the death of his inspiration, his father, the aviator.
I'll dedicate this flight to my dad. I think he would have enjoyed this. It takes a little while to get your head around the speed that you're going at and the perspective, and then you think you're just enjoying it, and just right then all of a sudden the world changes completely. Plane stalling, going backwards, twisting and spinning like a diver off a high board. It's totally disorientating. That was wild. My life never felt in danger, but my stomach did.
In the past 12 months, Remarkable Vets have improved the lives of a variety of animals. 1,156 dogs, 766 cats, 17 alpacas, 147 horses, 3 donkeys, 5,000 deer, 8 goats, 3 pigs, 10 rabbits, lots of wild birds, 20,000 sheep, 1,000 cattle, 3 guinea pigs, 3 rats, 1 Highland calf, 1 hedgehog, 1 kiwi, and of course Diesel. This is the life of a country vet.
From farms in the fields to the high country stations, inspections, detections and examinations, and highly hygienic